Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday edition of Storm Team 5 Plus. I'm meteorologist Ryan Kudish, joined by Nathan. Nathan, speak up, buddy. Come on. Nathan, where are you? I've said it before. Good help. It's tough to find around here. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Nathan is on our evenings shows tonight, so he'll be here for the 5, 6, and 10. So it's just me. I'm rocking solo for this Thursday edition of Storm Team 5 Plus. We would have usually gone to a slideshow, but there's plenty to talk about today with the weather. There's also plenty to talk about with high school football coming up tomorrow night, and then our NFL picks of the week. So I wanted to jump on and at least do a little show for you guys today. Even though it's not as fun having just me here, it's always great to have Nathan in that seat right to my right. So we'll try to make it interesting for you guys today. But unfortunately, Nathan is off this afternoon. He'll be back on this evening. So without further ado, let's go right to what I got in store for you today. So we'll do a regional weather update. There is plenty of weather to talk about here, right, Nathan? Yeah, there's a lot of weather to talk about today. Then we'll go into our WIAA weather warning. It's level 3 football tomorrow evening. And then we'll go into my high school. No, it's not my high school. My high pressure picks for the NFL Week 10 that starts tonight. So let's go right into that regional weather update. And I kind of mentioned it yesterday here on the show and also on the air as well. You probably needed to give yourself a few extra minutes this morning to maybe get that frost off your car if you have an automatic car starter, or as I like to say back home, an automatic car starter. Yeah, you probably need to give yourself a few extra minutes because we dropped down to the 20s. And I also mentioned that we do have a chance to drop down to the teens for you across the Northwoods, and we certainly did that. 19 for low in Antigo, 19 in Ocano, and with that 27-degree low in Sturgeon Bay. If the growing season was still going on, it looks like that has ended. But we dropped down to a low of 30 in Appleton, 25 in Manitowoc. I think my color coloration is a little bit off there. But either way, it was a pretty chilly night for us, and we shouldn't go anywhere near that for tomorrow morning. So live look into Titletown, 47 south wind at 12 miles per hour. I believe there is an event, I think some high school volleyball at the Resch Center. Looks like there's some lines forming outside the Resch. But obviously the big story is that Lambeau Field will be hosting Monday Night Football on this upcoming Monday against the Eagles. Looks like they're doing some stuff on the Jumbotron. Right now, 47 south wind at 12 miles per hour. Temperatures were a little bit chilly to start, but now we are warming up pretty quickly into the 40s, and we do have a few low 50s squeaking in for Watoma, Wapaka, down to Oshkosh, Fondy, and over to Sheboygan. Temperature change over the last 24 hours. We're down about 5 to 10 degrees and kind of in two different weather patterns recently. I know during the summer we were in a pattern where it was either heat, humidity, storm chances, or comfy seasonal weather followed by the wildfire smoke. During the fall, it's been cloudy and calm winds, or sunny and very windy, and also milder as well. So yesterday, if you recall, we were sunny. We had the wind gust over 30 miles per hour, and we were pretty mild. Now we're cooler. We have the clouds, and we have the calm wind. So it's kind of the 3 C's that we like to see during the, or I wouldn't say I like to see. I would say I don't want to see during the month of fall, just because it's not the most fun to be outside when there's a strong northwest wind and it's cloudy. It just doesn't add a lot of fun to be outside, and it won't be really fun to be outside this upcoming weekend. Winds right now southerly to southeasterly, about 5 to 15 miles per hour, and I think we'll stay pretty tame on the wind through at least about 5 or 6 o'clock. Then an approaching storm system will actually start to pick up our wind, say after 7 or 8 o'clock, and it'll be about 10 to 15 miles per hour with some gusts up around 20 or 25. So radar network is picking up on a lot of cloud coverage, and the radar wants to pick up on some light precipitation right along just to the north of Highway 8. I don't really think this is hitting the ground at all. I think this is just something the radar is picking up at about 5 to 6,000 feet above the ground at this juncture. So I don't think we're seeing any precipitation right now. But as we zoom the picture out, you can see that we do have some more clouds off to our west and some actual snow showers up there in Canada. That system will actually head our way and bring us a chance for some showers later tonight. So really after 8 o'clock. So if you're going out, getting a quick dinner, if you're going to those games over at the Resch Center, I don't think we'll have to worry about rain until we get past 8 or 9 o'clock. And then our rain chances increase just for a brief window. It's not going to rain the entire night. It'll just be for a brief window. And you'll see what I mean on Futurecast. Plan on pretty cloudy skies for the rest of our afternoon into the evening. Highs today will manage the upper 40s and lower 50s. Pretty seasonal for this time of year, actually. Our almanac does show our average high is 48, so we'll be 1 degree above that. The southwest wind tonight will actually keep temperatures from falling into the 20s and 30s. So it'll actually be a pretty mild night with a low of 42. So you notice we won't see much change in our temperatures this evening and overnight. But I want to talk about how crazy the weather can be here in the month of November. Look at that high. Our record high is 72 back in 2020, but our record low, or the coldest our low has ever been, was -5 in 1951. I mean, what about Wisconsin weather? Do I even have to talk about with that one, right? Sunset tonight, 4:35. That I'm not a fan of. Lows tonight, most of us in the lower to mid 40s, a few upper 30s for you in Antigo, maybe up towards Iron Mountain or Mountain as well. A few showers and we'll turn pretty breezy as well. And we also do have a chance to see the Northern Lights. Luke actually captured them on his way home from work yesterday. And it's likely we'll have another round of that tonight. The only problem is we will have the clouds for much of the overnight hours. I do think the clouds start to break apart around 1 or 2 o'clock. And the Space Weather Prediction Center is saying the peak time will be 3 p.m. this afternoon through about 6 a.m. on Friday. So maybe if you're waking up early tomorrow, you might get a glimpse of them. It's going to be a G3 storm, KP index of 7. 9 is going to be the maximum on the KP index. So pretty decent chance of seeing the Northern Lights both with your phone and also through the visible eye as well. So here's Futurecast showing pretty cloudy skies for the rest of our Thursday. Here's that mention of some showers, and I'm going to actually back that up really quickly for you. So I want to show that, yeah, really after 9 o'clock is when the rain will start to make its way through. Here's 9 o'clock on the nose. You can see a few isolated showers out there in central Wisconsin, and it will start to expand in coverage as we head more so towards 9, 10 o'clock into the early overnight, but quickly zips out of here. I think we're done with the rain by about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and any of those clouds that are with it will clear quickly as well. So notice we'll start with sunshine tomorrow, and if you wanted the sunshine to stay around, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but that won't happen. The clouds will fill right back in for the afternoon. And while there is a mention of a stray shower or sprinkle in some of those clouds, I don't think you'll have to plan on seeing much in the way of rain tomorrow. As we head towards the evening hours, I do think those clouds start to clear out, but the wind will stay a little elevated. But the strongest part of our day that we'll see the wind will be during the midday hours tomorrow. I do think the wind will ease back a touch for those high school football games. All right, here's your forecast highs tomorrow. Pretty good range, actually, about 43 in Antigo, but 53 in Fond du Lac, 53 here in Green Bay, 49 for you up there in Sturgeon Bay. And Saturday, notice this big change. We'll have that front drop through and we'll only top out in the upper 30s to around 40 on Saturday. Mostly cloudy, much cooler. The only thing about Saturday, I think that's going to be the best day to be out and about, especially for the morning and midday, is because the wind will ease back. But then we'll have to talk about a rain and snow mixture system impacting the area Saturday evening and night. So you'll see that actually coming up on a future cast. But the worst day of the weekend, without a doubt, will be on Sunday. It's going to be 36, windy. We'll have some flurries in the clouds as well. 38 on Monday. There are some signals, though, as we head towards, say, the mid part of next week and towards our next weekend, temperatures will start to warm up a bit. Maybe getting close to the 55-degree mark next Saturday. But look at these overnight lows. Get ready for temperatures in the 20s for overnight lows. More often than not, besides tomorrow morning in the 40s, more often than not, our temperatures will be in the low to mid-20s. And I think we could see a few teens pop up once again as well if we get a little bit of radiational cooling. The reason why is because we have this big trough of low pressure that will dig into the western Great Lakes, even as far south as Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee. Looks like the growing season down that way will come to an end as well. Um, but a big chilly air mass from Canada will spill in for the end of our weekend and the start of next week. Before that big ridge you see out there towards the Pacific Northwest, that'll start to shift towards us slightly early part of next week. So maybe we can get milder, but we'll have to see as to how that ridge pattern does develop. But here's that system we're talking about for the upcoming weekend. I think most of our day is dry. It's as we head towards, say, a little after dinner time, we'll have that rain snow mixture impact area south of Green Bay. And also into the, looks like it's the new modeling, but yeah, so rain snow mixture will impact the area south of Green Bay for the evening hours of Saturday and overnight as well. And as we turn our winds around to the north to northwest, that'll start a lake effect snow event. I'm going to grab my pointer feature again. A lake effect snow event for the snow belts of the UP and Lake Michigan as well, even down into Chicago. And what's going to happen is I'm going to be watching one specific lake effect snow band from about Marquette down to Escanaba. And if that develops, that means we could see some actual light snow accumulations for northern Door County. So you'll see that here on Futurecast Snow. The main accumulation with that one will be that system that drops to the south. So from about Milwaukee to Madison, Prairie du Chien, Waterloo, that's where we could pick up an inch or so of accumulation. The highest will be from that lake effect event across, say, far northern Wisconsin into the western and central portions of the UP. But it's this band right here from Marquette down to Escanaba that actually could drop a quick inch or so of some snow accumulation. So here's Sturgeon Bay just to the north. This would be Jacksonport up towards Egg Harbor, Washington Island. But most of us just see a few flurries, maybe a quick light snow shower. So I don't think we'll have to get the snow shovels out for this one. But that's all we're looking at there. First snowflakes, usually we get our first accumulating snow November 15th with our first 1-inch snow event around November 22nd. Here's the drought monitor, actually, and we need the rain and the precipitation because the drought monitor that was issued today shows that much of the area is now in a moderate drought. Last week, or in the last few weeks, we were just abnormally dry for Calumet, Manitowoc, northern Sheboygan, and far northeastern Fond du Lac. But now this is expanded up through Green Bay, out towards Shawano, into Langlade County, and up into the UP as well, and Door County as well. So that just shows we do need the moisture, and unfortunately, we don't get too much here through the next at least 7 days, maybe 0.2 of an inch at most. That would not get us out of that drought. 7-day forecast, sun to clouds tomorrow, about 53. Evening rain and snow south on Saturday, about 39. Breezy with a chance of flurries on Sunday and Monday as well. I'll give you a little update on that Packers and Eagles game day forecast coming up later in the show. Mostly cloudy and windy on Tuesday, 41, and we get breezy and warmer on Wednesday with a high of 47. So that was your regional weather update provided by myself and the ghost of Nathan Him. So woo! I will send us to break. We will do a little forecast for all those high school football games happening this tomorrow evening, and then we will get right into those NFL picks for the upcoming week. So stay tuned. Storm Team 5 Plus. We'll be back in just a quick minute. Alrighty, welcome back to Storm Team 5 Plus. I'm right here, and as you can tell that Nathan is not here. We just have the picture of him up because he's always here in spirit no matter what, but we'll get back to our usual shenanigans on Tuesday afternoon. But let's go right over to our WIAA weather warning. That's what we're calling this segment for a long time now, and we love it. So we have some high school football to talk about tomorrow. It's level 3. We still have a decent amount of teams in Northeast Wisconsin left in the bracket and all 7 divisions here. About 42, breezy and cool with mostly cloudy skies at 7 p.m. kickoff. The clouds will start to dissipate as we head throughout the evening, and the winds will start to ease back as well, but we'll still notice a wind throughout the game. So I plan to have the extra layers. I don't think we'll have to get to gloves and hats level just yet, or hand warmers, but this is certainly some typical fall weather for early November. Our game of the week is going to be in Division 4. We got Freedom taking on Winneconne. When we do these, we try to, highlight not just the teams that are in Division 1 or Division 2, but with this one, we went with Freedom and Winneconne because it's two teams within our viewing area squaring off in level 3 football round. So let's go through all the games that we have here in Northeast Wisconsin, and we got a lot of our teams actually driving to some locations. So number 7 De Pere, the miracle run continues for number 7 De Pere after knocking off, I believe, Neenah in the first or second round. They're heading down to number 1 Waunakee in Division 1, about 44 and mostly cloudy. Number 3 Bayport, traveling down to Franklin, Wisconsin to take on the number 1 seed Franklin. Temperature of 49 degrees. We got number 3 Oshkosh North still holding on there, taking on number 1 River Falls, mostly cloudy and 38. Number 3 Union Grove is actually coming here to take on number 1 West De Pere in Division 2, 42 and mostly cloudy. No more Division 3 teams left in the bracket, so we skip ahead to Division 4, like we mentioned, Freedom and Winneconne. And in Division 4 as well, the alma mater of Jordan Lamers is still alive. Number 2 Little Chute heading down to face off against number 1 Racine St. Catherine's. Temperature of 49, and we have 3 more games to get through. No more Division 5 teams left, so we skip ahead to Division 6. Number 3 Bonduel heading to number 1 Edgar. Number 2 Cedar Grove, Belgium, taking on number 1 Manitowoc Lutheran. And number 2 Hilbert taking on Lord's Academy, heading just across Lake Winnebago into Oshkosh. 43 for a temp there. So I think we are going to take another break, and we will go through our actually, no, let's do this one really quickly. We have some Badgers football to talk about. Unfortunately, they've been a little bit underwhelming this year. I think a lot of fans would agree with me on that one. I'm not much of a college football guy, but based on what I'm hearing through the radio and in and around the area, is that they're a little bit disappointed as to how this season's going on. I know there's been a lot of injuries, especially at the quarterback position. So this is going to be a tough test against, and I think this is 22 ranked Washington Huskies. 3:30 kickoff, 38 at tailgate, 36 at kickoff. And like I mentioned, that rain snow mix will start to get in here throughout the game. So if you're heading down to Madison to watch the game, just heads up, that drive to back home could be a little messy with that rain snow mixture. Really all depends on the temperature. I have it at 33 by the end of the game, so that could be some rain, some snow, maybe even some ice pellets as well. So just something to keep in mind if you are heading down that way for that Badgers game. All right, here we are. High pressure picks. We'll take a break, and we will go through mine and Nathan's picks for this upcoming week. We do disagree on a few of them, so I'll see if Nathan wants to chime in for the first time in the show today to talk about his picks. So stay tuned. Storm Team 5 Plus will be right back after this 1-minute break. Alrighty, welcome back. It's the Ryan and Ghost of Nathan show for today. As I mentioned, he's on our evening shows tonight, so he is not here, but I had to hang his picture up because he's a big part of the show. He does a lot of the work behind the scenes that you don't see, putting those forecasts, the fakes together, what you saw yesterday, those heated headlines. So he really is the anchor behind the show, and I'm just the one who gets to talk way too long. So I just always want to give him a shout out for all the hard work he does behind the scenes. All right, let's go through these high pressure picks for the week. And here's how we did last week. And we were dead even because we picked the same games. There wasn't really a lot to dispute on. But over the last few weeks, I've been clawing back. I'm now 89 and 46. Nathan is 87 and 48. So we'll see if Nathan can climb back into it this week because we do disagree on, I think, 2 or 3 games. So let's go right into that forecast for the Eagles and Packers game on Monday night, 7:15 p.m. kickoff, tailgate 36, maybe a few flurries in those clouds, 30 degrees at kickoff, 28 at the end of the game. Jordan put this together this morning, and he's calling it the frozen tundra because it's going to be freezing out there. The winds will be a little breezy as well. So plan to have all the extra layers you need for the game on Monday night. Should be a really good one between two really good football teams. The first game to talk about this week is tonight. Thursday night football, the Raiders heading to Mile High to take on the Broncos. And quite frankly, this is a game that I might not watch. I'll be at the bowling alley in Devin Willems, our digital directors league. I don't think I'll be paying too much attention to this game. I'm not going to lie, because this is an absolute stinker. Mostly clear skies and mid 50s, and we're taking the Broncos. The Raiders sold out the deadline, trading Jacoby Myers to the Jaguars. And there's just very little talent on that team besides Ashton Genty and Max Crosby and a few others that I can't really name off the top of my head. But I don't see the Raiders putting much of a fight the rest of the season. I think they're just kind of down and out. Sunday morning, we have an overseas game in Berlin, Olympia Stadion. I think I'm not too versed in the language out there, but 8:30 game between the Falcons and the Colts. Now, the Falcons' record, I feel, does not really represent the team. They gave a big test to the Patriots last weekend, and I think they could do the same against the Colts. The only thing is, the Colts just beefed up their defense with acquiring I keep saying Amon-Ra. It's Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner over the weekend or the last few weeks. So I think this is going to be a close one, but I will take the Colts to win. Mostly cloudy and upper 50s out there in Germany. It's an 8:30 start time here, but 2:30 out there. Here's our noon slate, starting off with Saints and Panthers. And, I think the Saints have been slightly better than the record, but not too much. They've certainly been in a few games, but I think the Panthers are poised to go on a little bit of a run. And I think that starts this week with a win at home over the Saints. But over the Saints. Mix of sun and clouds, about 75. This is a game I actually really like as well. And like I said, the Giants have been really injury riddled, and their offense should have been a lot better. But they lost Cam Scadaboo and Malik Neighbors. So I think their 2-7 record is not a reflection of their team, because Jackson Dart has been really, really good. I think they could give the Chicago Bears a test, as their defense is really not that great, especially their pass defense. So I do like the Bears to win, but I could see the Giants bringing this one a little close. It's going to be pretty cloudy and a little cold as well, about 38 degrees. And based on the temperatures, maybe we'll get a little bit of a rain-snow mix. We'll see how that plays out. But the next game is Jaguars versus Texans. This is one we disagree on. Nathan's going Texans. I'm going Jaguars. I went Jaguars because CJ Stroud, it looks like he's going to be out with a concussion. So, and I also really like that Jacoby Myers pickup for the Jaguars. Obviously, former Patriot Jacoby Myers there. So there's a little bit of bias, but I really like the Jaguars to pick off this one. 72 down there. So look at that difference. 38 in Chicago, 72 in Houston, and 85 down there in Miami for that Bills and Dolphins game, where Dolphins are just not good. So I'm taking the Bills easily there. And let's keep going with the rest of our Week 10 noon games. This is another one we disagree on. Ravens taking on the Vikings. I really think the Ravens are poised to come back. They had a really tough start with some injuries, especially on defense, and to Lamar Jackson. I think they will go on a bit of a run. And the Vikings, they're a really competitive team. They end their home as well in Minnesota, but I really like the Ravens to pick this one off and beat the Vikings. Another stinker, though. Browns taking on the Jets. The Jets sold out their soul, trading away Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner. This season's pretty much a wrap. I think they're the team of 1-7 that is an accurate representation of their record. I do think the Cleveland Browns will win this one. If the Jets didn't trade everyone at the deadline, besides Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, I could actually see the Browns losing to the Jets here. But unfortunately, they traded away their entire defense. So now their defense is a bunch of high schoolers and ex-college players. So I do think that the Browns will win this one. And you would think I would take my Patriots, and I do think their run of games where they have been winning will come to an end. The Buccaneers are coming off a bye. Sounds like they might get Bucky Irving back. I'm not sure yet. It's obviously Thursday, so we'll see. But either way, whether it's Rashad White or Bucky Irving as a running back, I think the Buccaneers are slightly going to be the favorite here, and they're at home as well. So I like the Buccaneers to beat the Patriots here, but I could see this one being a close game. I'm looking forward to watching this one in the 1 o'clock or the noon window. I'm so used to saying 1 o'clock back out east, but of the games I will be watching, most likely, obviously um, Patriots and Buccaneers will be the one I'm focused on the most in the noon window, but I will gander to the Jaguars and the Texans, the Bears and the Giants, and I will throw a little bit of attention at the Minnesota Vikings and Baltimore Ravens. In the late window, Seahawks and Cardinals. They just announced that Jacoby Brissett will be the starter for the Cardinals, but I'm going to take the Seahawks here. I really like this game in the 3 o'clock window. Rams and Niners, two competitive teams in the NFC West. And I'm going to take the Rams, even though the Niners are the home team. And the Lions taking on the Washington Commanders. The Commanders have just been so injury riddled, especially if you saw that gruesome injury to Jaden Daniels this past week with that arm injury. I wouldn't watch it. I'm sad I even saw it, but I'm going to take the Lions to beat the Commanders. And then on Sunday Night Football, it's Chargers and Steelers. Nathan actually went Steelers, and I went Chargers here. I really like the Chargers recently. They have been showing signs of being finally a team that might be able to beat the Chiefs. It's kind of their thing that they can't win a lot of playoff games. But I think this is a team that could make it all the way and contend in the AFC. I do like the Steelers, though. I think they have a really good defense, but their pass defense has been atrocious. They have the most yards per game allowed. So I think Justin Herbert being a quarterback that can pick apart defenses, I do think that the Chargers come out on top on this one. But I could see this being a very competitive Sunday Night Football game. And then on Monday Night Football, sorry, Packers fans, both of us did choose the Eagles. I think those temperatures are a little off. I don't think I've checked those. I forgot to change those, but yeah, I don't see the Packers beating the Eagles. I could see it being close, but I do think the Eagles will come out on top, especially with that offense. So thank you for joining us on Storm Team 5 Plus. This has been meteorologist Ryan Kudish. Nathan and I will get back to our shenanigans on Tuesday. Have a great weekend.